Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
You wanted to be a banana? That was all
no,
they had?
that was actually my girlfriend. We dressed up as a couple. She went as a sexy monkey. I went in with a banana, with the banana costume. So it was a duo thing.
Okay, that is hilarious. In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. You want him to pay $628?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, knock my socks off. Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. The law talks about something may in fact be true, but can they prove it? And that's what's tough.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Arnold Garibay claims his Halloween costume was damaged in the defendant's haunted house. He's suing his cousin, William Garibay, in the amount of $300. Mr. William Garibay claims he's not at fault.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. Really? We suing over a Halloween costume? That's
Yeah.
what this is about?
I think it's a little bit more than that.
I think it is a little bit more than that. You guys are cousins, right? Mr. Garibay and this cousin Garibay, and you guys have been going at it since you were how old? 4?
Yeah, about as long as I can remember. He's always been the same.
What is the deal? I mean, your family. What's the issue?
Well, it's his dad and, that side of the family. They're very superficial. They've always been very competitive. Everything that they do is just ridiculous. Every year they have this Halloween haunted house. And
What's so ridiculous about that?
well, they go all out.
And if you don't like it, why are you showing up in a costume?
It's Halloween. I show up in a costume.
Okay, so then you can't have it both ways. You can't say, oh, they're so ridiculous, and they just go way out, and they're superficial, and you right up in the club, as they say.
No. But
Right?
they get really into it, and we're there to support them. I mean,
Okay.
that's why I went, and I didn't even want to go, but
Had you been before?
Yes.
All right.
I've been several times.
Several times.
Yeah, they do it every year.
Okay.
He loves it.
It's got a little hateration going on
just
over here, huh?
No.
This time he just happened to mess up and ruin his costume, and now he's trying to put it on me.
Your fault. Yeah, actually, it's your fault.
It's his fault that you got dressed up and you were a banana, right?
Yeah, I
Is that
wore
the costume?
bands. Yes, it is.
Let's see it.
And this is where it got messed up, and it doesn't even come out. I try to clean it.
Okay, let me see it all the way.
Yeah.
I would love to see proof that this costs $300.
I
I have the receipt. Thank
hold
you.
on. Okay, are you in my head? The $300 is for what?
For the costume.
For that?
Yes.
Are you for real?
Yes. It was last minute.
Deputy Thomas, let me see that.
You want to see that?
Let me see that.
I'm not putting it on, but you can see it.
Oh, go on.
Actually, it kind of would fit.
Hey, let me see. Let me feel it. You have proof that it cost $300?
Yes, I have it right here.
Really? You
Yes.
overpaid.
I have the receipt.
You got ripped off.
Yeah, let me see that receipt. Because, I mean, that's just not even any substantive material. This is you in the banana costume.
Yeah, those are a couple pictures. Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
I'm looking at this thing. I cannot believe that you paid $300 for this.
Well, yeah, it was last minute, Your Honor. I went out to the specialty store and
Got hustled.
anyway, so I went out to the specialty store.
Well, wait, the Halloween's because it's on the 31st, right?
Yeah.
You went the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's why the cost is so high.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
when you wait till
definitely
last minute, and you wanted to be a banana, that was all
No,
they had.
that was actually my girlfriend. We dressed up as a couple. She went as a sexy monkey. I went in with a banana, with the banana costume. So it was a duo thing.
Okay, that is hilarious.
That is funny.
But he couldn't handle himself.
Not just a monkey, a sexy monkey. Oh, you're killing me, Larry.
Yeah,
All right,
have a good taste.
The $15, you tried to get it clean and it wouldn't come out.
Yeah, it didn't come out. That's
All right.
after they charged me.
And then
everything.
this says hazardous waste. Was this part of the garage of horror,
part of the
if
haunted
you will?
house.
Because I know that I'm seeing it more and more that people are using their homes and families go from, instead of just trick-or-treating, they go into the garages and they have scary things, and that's what you guys do.
Yeah.
And how long you been doing that?
Since I was 8 years old, we started doing it, so about 16 years.
And every year it gets bigger and bigger?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
every year
ridiculous.
we like to do it for the whole neighborhood. Everybody loves it. You know,
It's ridiculous,
It gets,
huh?
Yeah.
Okay, said the banana.
Coming up on America's Court,
He called me a chicken.
And if he wasn't,
He was
drunk,
wrong. He should have called you a banana.
and later,
You were able to ascertain that 60 cats didn't have fleas. You checked each of them.
There was not scratching when I left.
Yes,
And-
I gave
Stop.
60
Stop.
cats.
closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Arnold Garibay, who is suing William Garibay for property damage.
What happened in this situation? Because there was something involving some blood. That I take it was a prop for
Yeah,
the actual
it
event.
was just one of the props inside. You know, there was a barrel of fake blood, and it was all
That's not
lid
real
on it.
blood.
No, that's
What
not.
is that?
It's corn syrup with food
Okay,
dye.
you should be able to get that out. Unless it's just something about that fabric that it just won't.
It's not. It didn't come out. I tried. I even took it to the cleaners. Nothing.
All right.
I can't even do it.
Why is it your cousin's responsibility if you willingly went into a horror house at his home, knowing that it's scary and you could be, you know, surprised or something could happen foreseeable? Didn't you assume that risk?
Well, every year it gets bigger and bigger, but they don't change location. It's still in a small garage, and
Okay.
it just gets bigger and bigger. So every year it gets more crammed.
Okay.
And as I'm going through, it's like it's built for little kids and only little kids. And I think
And
he
then
did it
there,
on purpose.
but there you are.
If he wasn't
Right,
so,
but he was egging me on the whole time.
If he
Just
wa-
calling me a chicken, calling me a wuss, trying to embarrass me in front of family and friends. So I go through it, but before I go through it, you know, I see him coming out the back, so I think he did it on purpose, because there's no way that barrel should be sticking out that
that
far.
is ridiculous.
He called me a chicken.
And if he wasn't,
He was
drunk,
wrong. He should have called you a banana.
No,
And why would you be so bothered by that? If he's so superficial and they're ridiculous, why would you care?
I'm just tired of it. It's ever since we were little.
If
He's
you're
always been so
tired of it,
competitive.
why do you keep showing up?
It's a family thing. I had to support him. I didn't even want to
you
go.
don't.
I didn't
You
even
can
want to
say,
go. My
I'm
parents
tired
made me
of
go.
it. I'm going to go to, you all here in Los Angeles, right?
Yes.
You could have gone to Knott's Berry Farm.
He's my cousin. You know, there's a little bit of a friendship there, too.
I got it.
But
I got it.
Every time
We are not here about this $300. I said that from the beginning. I just needed to understand what this was about. And ultimately, so you went through the house and you fell over this prop or something? Is that what happened?
barrel of fake blood.
No. So I go through, and I was the first one. He does this thing for the whole day. He's got people going through, and I was, I guess, his run dummy. And I think he did it on purpose, actually, because right before I go in, he comes out the back, and he's laughing, and then he starts egging me on.
I was in there securing
No.
all the
No, he
props,
wasn't.
making sure
All right,
it
well,
was
you can
safe.
see, so what was it about the blood that would have prevented you from seeing it to avoid falling over it?
It's really dark in there, and
a
I
haunted
have
house.
my costume on.
He
What's
was
that?
drunk.
No, I wasn't. I had a couple of drinks, but same amount as he did.
I think he
There's
had
nothing
some.
there.
Okay,
I think he had some in the car on
I
the
get
way
it.
over.
I get it.
No, and there's no
We're
way.
not
We
going
went shot for shot.
to solve this issue between the two of you because there's something else going on here. But you're here to say to me, your cousin, this man, should pay you because you willingly went through a haunted house in a banana outfit at night after having consumed alcohol. And because you tripped and something damaged it, it's his responsibility.
Well, he did it on purpose.
I got it. He does everything on purpose.
Yeah, you should hang it straight out of his mouth.
You're a
Right.
grown man.
No,
I mean,
even last year,
We're
they
not
threw a
doing
pumpkin
this.
at my head.
We're not doing this. Based on the evidence and testimony before this court, the guy was going to come down in favor of the defendant. You assume the risk.
Well, if I walk into a grocery
We're
store
not
and
having a
mopping,
conversation about it. I'm explaining to you what the ruling is. Because we're not here about this. What you're going to have to decide is, are you going to continue to be around someone? Sometimes family has to be kicked to the curb. If you're not around people who are affirming and uplifting and making you feel special and making you feel wanted and making you feel appreciated and you enjoy their company and they enjoy yours, if you're not around those folks, cut them off.
I'm happy to cut him off after this.
Good. Let's start today. Your matter is dismissed. Case closed.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is dismissed.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to pay for his banana costume, but I'm sorry it's come to him ending the relationship over childhood resentments.
I can't believe the judge didn't give me back the money for the banana costume. But as far as my cousin goes, I'm done with him.
And coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
I arrived home on the Sunday. The cats were scratching. There was vomit. There was pee and diarrhea
Well, that was
everywhere.
there when she got there.
No, it was not.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Plaintiff Erica Hanley claims she's owed $3,000 for taking care of 60 cats owned by the defendant. Defendant Francine Cassidy claims one of her cats died while in the plaintiff's care, so she owes her nothing.
All parties be sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. All right, so, Ms. Cassidy, I'm sorry to hear about your cat.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I am a big dog person, not so much a cat person, but I think you also lost a dog recently.
I did, sir, and also my mother.
And I know you lost your mom as well.
Yes.
A lot of loss.
Yes, indeed.
That's tough.
It was hard.
You and Miss Hanley have a relationship.
Yes. Erica had worked for my family business in pool installation for several years.
Right.
She came on board as my personal assistant.
And now she's suing you for the $3,000 that she feels you owe her because you didn't pay her after sitting and watching your home and your cats for quite a period of time.
After she'd left the business, I approached her personally and asked
She
if...
wasn't working with you at the time?
No.
And why did you leave, Miss Hanley?
I wanted to start my own business. I'm doing consulting. I have my own clients now.
Okay. And so how long had you been, I'm sorry, you may have said this, how long had you been with Miss Cassidy?
5 years.
For 5 years. And how would you describe the relationship?
You know, I was closer to her parents.
It was a family business?
It was a family business.
Mm-hmm.
She and I got along pretty well. I would say that it was more a professional kind of arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
But she did ask me to help out while she tended to her mother, and I stepped in.
Because there was an issue, your mom has since passed, but at the time she was going down in terms of her health condition.
I had gone to visit my mother in Oregon. She was very unwell, and I asked Erica if she could mind my cats for me while I was away.
And initially the stay was supposed to be how long, Miss Hanley?
10 days.
10 days.
It was 10 days.
Which turned into 15, which turned into 30.
Coming up on America's Court.
She got down on the ground,
I
rolling
can only hear
around.
one person at a time.
Go ahead.
Hold on a moment. You don't run things up in here.
You're right.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Erica Hanley, who is suing her former friend for $3,000.
You needed to leave the state.
Yes.
And she stayed at your home and tended to the cats.
Yes, that's right.
Right. And you knew she had cats. And you were
I
okay
knew
with...
that she had, I believe she mentioned 20 plus. When I got there, there were, I think I lost count after 60.
Okay, so yes, let's talk about that.
There was feces and vomit and urine all over the house when I arrived. I had to basically transport bags of dirty litter to other parts of the community, dispose of it so that other members wouldn't know that all of these cats are being housed. And this wasn't told to me before I took on this job.
I came home on the Sunday.
After 30 days.
After 30 days. We had been speaking all the time. She never told me.
Changing litter boxes.
For $100 a day.
Okay.
And she had never said during any of that time that any of the cats were sick. I arrived.
Because they weren't sick.
They are full. Your Honor, my cats had fleas, which no doubt you bought into the house.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
Wait, stop. You said
They did not have fleas when I left.
You were able to ascertain that 60 cats didn't have fleas. You checked each of them.
There was not scratching when I left.
Yes,
And-
I gave 60 cats fleas.
The cat died. Your response to her is she brought fleas
The cat.
to your cat.
The
Is
cat-
that what caused the one cat to die?
I'm trying to think of the sequence of events. When I arrived home on the Sunday, the cats were scratching. There was vomit. There was pee and
That's what I
diarrhea
wrote.
That was there
everywhere.
when she got there.
No,
I
it was
spent
not.
most of the time cleaning
It
a lot
was
of that
not.
stuff up.
Look
I
at
was
the
so
stuff.
excited that she was coming back that I did extra laundry for
Because you
her.
were like, I'm ready to go.
I was ready to get the heck out of there.
All right.
So
When she got back,
I gave
she
her the
got,
check.
I can only hear one person
She
at
got
a
down
time.
on
Sir,
the ground,
I
rolling
can only
around.
hear one person at a time.
Go ahead.
Hold on a moment. You don't run things up in here.
You're right.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. You're watching America's Court with Judge Ross. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
And I think about 60 cats and you trying to, corral these and lasso these cats. The fact of the matter is this particular cat had meaning to her. The cat died. She lost her dog. She lost her mother. There's a lot of loss going on.
That's what I'm
So
thinking.
in response to that, I understand why she's a little emotional. Okay. Now, what is this blood work and pathology result?
as soon as I came home that Sunday, I had to take 4 of the cats to the veterinarian because they were so sick.
I'm talking about the one that passed away. It says heart muscle disease.
Yes,
What does that mean?
a heart attack.
The cat had a heart attack. Okay.
And then the other one is for the other cats that I had to have seen to because she'd not followed the instructions with the food, and so with the wrong food,
That's
then they
not
became
true.
sick.
So let's assume for the sake of this discussion that these $2,000 worth of expenses and change are warranted. That still leaves a balance of monies that you could pay her. Why haven't you paid her anything?
I couldn't believe the neglect of for 30 days caring for them and not telling me that they were sick. She didn't even care. She didn't even notice that they were sick.
Okay. If someone is not the actual caregiver of these animals, and there's so many of them, it would be unreasonable for her to be able to identify that this one particular cat of 60 is having some sort of health issue. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel will come down in favor of the plaintiff in this case. You will pay her the $3,000. She did a service for you. It doesn't go down like that. You would pay her that $3,000. That is the order. Case closed.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay her $3,000.
I know that Francine is grieving, and I'm sorry for her losses. She asked me to do a job, and I did do the best that I could.
But my cats were neglected, and I felt that I needed to stand up for their suffering.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.